Hello YouTube, my name is Felpel, and this is my MicroKorg. So this past summer I have been experimenting with some ambient music, and I've been posting it up on my SoundCloud, which you can check out in the description below. And in the midst of doing these ambient experiments, I've decided to use my little cute MicroKorg synthesizer that feels like a toy, has many keys that everyone hates, and has this ugly olive green cover that looks like the Griswold family car from National Lampoon's Vacation. I played around with it on 2 tracks, and there have been a lot of people asking me to make some MicroKorg tutorials. No one specified what kind of sound that they wanted me to make, so I decided to choose my favorite, which is this little 80s synthesizer ARP sound. You could probably hear it in some M83 stuff, kind of vaporwavy, that sort of stuff, if you're really into that. We're gonna see if we can recreate that sound. Let's turn the camera around and see what's going on behind me. Okay, so this sound is something that I did in a song called Saved, and it goes a little something like this. Okay, so in order to make this sound, you're gonna have to hit Shift and hit 3 and hit 3 again, and we have that simple little sawtooth wave that is what's always played when you hit Shift 3. So we're gonna go through these settings one by one. There are gonna be a lot of settings I'm going to skip over because we don't need to deal with them. So that's going to be less time for us and less time for you in getting this patch set up. As far as the voice setting, we're not going to change anything. We can head over to pitch, and everything's going to be set to 0, which means that our vibrato int setting here is going to be hit down to about 0. Head over to oscillator 1, and we're going to change our sawtooth to a square wave. Now it's got this very, very hollow tone until you add on a little bit of what's called pulse width modulation. So we're going to add it into 20 and then add in about 50. We're not going to do anything on oscillator 2 because we're not adding in the second oscillator, nor are we adding in any noise on our mixer settings. In filter, we're going to change it to a 24 low pass. Set our low pass the whole way down to about 40. Set our resonance to about 10. And then here where our filter EG int is, we're going to set that to about 37. And then over on our filter Keytrack, we're going to set that down in our negative to about 24. In our filter EG settings, we're going to set this to about 5 for our attack, 30 for our decay, 0 for our sustain, and 14 for our release. Our amp settings are going to stay the same, otherwise in amplitude modulation, we're going to set the attack to 5 also. Set our decay to about 82. Bring our sustain down. And put our release to about the same as the filter, so that's going to be about 14. And now in our LFOs, which will actually change here, the amount of pulse width modulation, we're going to set LFO 1 to triangle, turn everything off, and instead of 10, we're going to put this baby up the whole way to 47. That is the basic patch. Everything else is really a matter of your arpeggio, your delays, and your EQ. We're not going to use any of the patch cables here that you have, nor are we going to use any modulation, but we will add some delay. We're going to add some left and right delay, turn the delay to on, and we're going to set our time to about 3/16. And the reason I'm setting it to 3/16 with a fairly high feedback time of 105 is because as these notes are played, you get these interesting melodic patterns that come up. In our EQ, we're going to leave that at 320 and set this up to about 6. We're also going to leave it at 6,000 here on the high end and make this a -1. And now the magic of this whole thing is in our arpeggiator. Now for the song, I was playing at about 60 beats a minute, but to get it at the really fast rate that I wanted, I had to times it by 4 to get up to 240 beats a minute on our arpeggio. We're going to leave this at 1/16. We're going to turn our gate the whole way up to 100. And on our arpeggio pattern of where we want the notes to go, we're going to set this to down. And we're going to utilize all 4 octaves that we can have in our arpeggiator. And that will sound something altogether like this. And there you have it. Thanks again for watching this video. Leave a like if you liked the sound that you heard here. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, as I will be making videos every week on more MicroKorg tutorials, sound design tutorials, even full-length songs if I can get those in, which I have plenty that I want to get done this year. Be sure to leave a comment below as to what you liked and what sounds you would like me to do next. Thanks for watching.